Let me ask you this. Would you ever look at your best friend on their worst day and say, "You're not good enough. You'll never get through this. Why can't you just be better?" Of course not. You'd offer compassion, support, and understanding. You'd remind them that they're human, that life is tough sometimes, and that they're doing the best they can. And yet, how often do we say those very things to ourselves? How often do we beat ourselves up, criticize every misstep, and hold ourselves to an impossible standard of perfection? Most of us are far harsher on ourselves than we'd ever be to someone we care about. And we forget that we too deserve kindness. We too deserve understanding. And when life feels heavy, when we fall short, or when we're struggling to see the light, what we don't need is another voice tearing us down, especially not our own. Self-compassion isn't weakness. It's not an excuse to avoid growth or responsibility. It's a lifeline. It's the grace you offer yourself to keep moving forward when everything inside you wants to give up. Because the reality is, life will challenge you. You will fail. You will fall. You will have days where you don't recognize the person in the mirror, and that's okay. Being human is messy. It's filled with setbacks, doubts, and mistakes. But you are not your failures. You are not your lowest moments. You're a work in progress, just like everyone else. When you stumble, speak to yourself as you would someone you love. Replace the harshness with kindness. When you hear that voice saying, "I'm not enough," answer back with, "I'm doing my best, and that's enough for today." When you feel like you're falling apart, remind yourself, "I'm allowed to struggle. I'm allowed to feel. I'll get through this." Because you will get through this. The path forward starts with treating yourself like someone worth rooting for, because you are. A plant doesn't grow when you shout at it to hurry up. It grows with care, with water, with sunlight, and you're no different. You can't berate yourself into progress. You can't criticize your way to confidence, but you can nurture yourself. You can offer patience, encouragement, and love, and that's how we grow. And listen, showing yourself kindness doesn't mean you'll never face hard truths. It means you'll face them with a sense of understanding rather than judgment. It means you'll allow yourself the space to make mistakes, to learn, and to try again. It's time you stop being your own worst critic. Stop holding yourself to standards you'd never place on someone else. Show yourself the grace you so easily give to others. Be the friend to yourself that you've always needed. Because when you change the way you speak to yourself, you change everything. You create room to breathe, to grow, and to find peace, even in the struggle. And that's when you'll discover something incredible. When you're kind to yourself, you don't just survive the tough times, you rise above them. So be kind, be patient, and remember, you're worthy of the same love you so freely give to the world. How you identify is how you perceive yourself. No great athlete or high achiever attained their status without first seeing it and then believing it. On the grander scale, this is a big deal. So often we wait for proof or some kind of tangible results before we start to believe that we can be or achieve something great. The idea of identity lives within everyone. It affects the way we think and therefore how we act. In a social setting, if I identify as the most confident person in the room, how do you think I look? You'd probably say something like, head up, shoulders back, standing tall, all things related with the identity of the most confident person. My behaviors stem from my belief. Identity is powerful. If you identify as positive, you become positive. It's a great equation. But what about the opposite? What if you don't identify with the positive? Or what if your limiting beliefs are creating an identity that's actually holding you back? Let me give you a couple examples that you might relate to. These are little things that I've found myself using in the past or I've heard in others. But now I see the identity issues related with these beliefs. They're typically represented as I statements. For example, I'm not a morning person, or I can't remember first names, or I'm not strong in math. All these statements are limiting beliefs that create an identity that you then act out accordingly. Take the statement, I'm not a morning person. I use this example all the time with my clients that identify with this phrase. So let's say the alarm goes off. What does a non-morning person do? Well, because they identify as such, they'll probably hit the snooze alarm, maybe curse the fact that it's morning and other non-morning person behavior. Sound familiar? But what if instead of it just being the morning alarm, it's actually the fire alarm? Would that non-morning person behave in the same manner? No, they'd be up, alert, and probably moving towards the exits. The only difference in the two alarms is how we perceive the moment and how we identify our responses to be. You can be a morning person if it's the fire alarm, yet you cling to the identity of a non-morning person the rest of the time. Another example is the smoker that's trying to quit. What they often do is count the days since their last cigarette, something only smokers will do. I, having never smoked, do not count days because I identify as a non-smoker. There's no reason for me to count days because I won't indulge in a puff. So for the smoker to ultimately quit, they need to change their identity. They need to identify as a non-smoker. No more counting days, because non-smokers don't count. What you want to become or how you want to behave is first determined by how you identify. Get the mindset right, and the rest will follow. In the pursuit of human achievement, there's one characteristic that stands out above all others. One simple factor that ultimately determines success or failure. See, in your moments of despair, it's your commitment, your determination, and your overall persistence that will determine your fate. It's your unwavering resolve to keep pushing forward even when the path ahead seems shrouded in darkness. It's your refusal to surrender to the whispers of doubt and the screams of adversity. Persistence is the guiding light through the storm, illuminating the path to greatness. Look around you. You'll see countless examples of individuals who embody the essence of persistence in their pursuit of excellence. Take the story of J.K. Rowling, for instance. Before the world knew her as the mastermind behind the Harry Potter series, she faced rejection after rejection from publishers who couldn't see the magic in her words. But did she give up? Did she let the weight of disappointment crush her dreams? Absolutely not. Rowling persisted, fueled by her unwavering belief in the power of her story. And in the end, her perseverance paid off, propelling her to literary stardom and inspiring millions of readers around the globe. Or consider the many journeys of Elon Musk, whose name has become synonymous with innovation and ambition. From the early days of PayPal to the groundbreaking advancements of SpaceX and Tesla, Musk has faced more than his fair share of setbacks and skeptics. Yet through it all, he's remained undeterred in his pursuit of revolutionizing the way we live and explore the cosmos. His secret? A relentless commitment to pushing the boundaries of what's possible, even in the face of seemingly insurmountable odds. But let's not confine our exploration of persistence to the realms of celebrity and fame. Every day, ordinary people around the world are writing their own stories of triumph over adversity. They're the single parents working multiple jobs to provide a better future for their children. They're the aspiring entrepreneurs pouring their blood, sweat, and tears into their passion projects, refusing to let failure define them. They're the students burning the midnight oil in pursuit of their dreams, knowing that success is not guaranteed, but earned. Hey, I know, it's easy to succumb to the allure of retreat when the road ahead seems daunting. It's tempting to fall back into our comfort zones when faced with the specter of constant resistance or potential failure. But let me tell you, greatness is not reserved for the faint of heart. It's not handed out on a silver platter to those who are content to settle for the status quo. If you're one of the few that dare to act beyond dreams, you need to embrace the power of grit in your own life. When the journey grows long and the obstacles seem insurmountable, remember the words of Winston Churchill. If you're going through hell, keep going. And when you reach that mountaintop of success, you'll look back on your journey with pride, knowing that it was your relentless determination that carried you through the darkest nights and brought you into the light of victory. Let nothing stand in the way of your dreams. It's not the most talented or the most educated who achieve greatness. It's those who refuse to quit, no matter what. In this world often plagued by division, conflict, and indifference, empathy stands as the beacon of hope, a guiding principle that has the power to transform our lives and the lives of those around us. It's a profound understanding, a willingness to step into another's shoes, to feel their joys and sorrows, and to act with compassion. Yet in the hustle and bustle of our daily lives, empathy seems to be a scarce commodity. We rush through our days, consumed by our own concerns and ambitions, often overlooking the struggles and triumphs of others. But imagine a world where empathy reigns supreme, a world where kindness, understanding, and generosity are the norm rather than the exception. It's a world where we pause to listen, truly listen, to the stories of others. It's a world where we offer a helping hand without hesitation, knowing that we are all connected. Empathy is not merely a soft skill or a fleeting emotion. It's the foundation upon which strong relationships, thriving communities, and a harmonious society are built. When we empathize with others, we forge genuine connections that transcend barriers of race, religion, and nationality. We recognize our shared humanity and celebrate the diversity of experiences that make each of us unique. As Helen Keller once said, the best and most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even touched. They must be felt with the heart. Empathy allows us to tap into the depths of our hearts to awaken our innate capacity for love and compassion. It's through empathy that we discover the true essence of what it means to be human, to love, to forgive, and to heal. But cultivating empathy is not always easy. It requires us to challenge our preconditioning, to confront our biases and prejudices, and to embrace the complexities of the human experience. It requires us to practice active listening, to suspend judgment, and to offer support unconditionally. However, the rewards of empathy far outweigh the challenges. When we approach life with empathy, we not only enrich the lives of others, but also experience profound personal growth and fulfillment. We become more attuned to the needs of those around us, more resilient in the face of adversity, and more grateful for the blessings we have been bestowed. Moreover, Empathy serves as a catalyst for positive change in the world. It inspires acts of kindness, ignites movements for social justice, and fosters a culture of inclusivity and understanding. By cultivating empathy within ourselves, we become agents of transformation, spreading ripple effects of compassion and healing throughout our communities and beyond. I challenge you to live a life guided by empathy, to being a beam of light in a world too often shrouded in darkness. Let's strive to see the world through the eyes of others, to walk alongside them on their journey and uplift them in times of need. For in the end, it's empathy that will lead us to a brighter, more compassionate future for ourselves and for generations to come. In case you needed a reminder, everyone is battling something. Everyone is dealing with issues that you can't see. In a world adorned with filtered realities and curated lives, it's easy to believe that everyone else has it all figured out while we're struggling to keep our heads above water. But let me tell you something straight from the heart. Nobody, and I mean nobody, has it all together. We're all fighting battles behind the scenes, grappling with stressors that threaten to consume us. Whether it's financial woes, turbulent relationships, or the relentless pressure of work, we're all in this ring together, duking it out with our own demons. But here's the kicker. It's not about the challenges we face. It's about how we choose to face them. Life isn't about waiting for the storm to pass. It's about learning to dance in the rain. It's about embracing the chaos, finding strength in the struggle, and rising above the fray with a spirit that refuses to be broken. Think about it. Every success story you've ever heard was born from adversity. Every triumph was forged in the fires of struggle. From the humble beginnings of a fledgling entrepreneur to the towering achievements of history's greatest leaders, every journey worth telling is riddled with obstacles and setbacks. But it's not the obstacles that define us, it's how we choose to navigate them. So let me ask you this. Are you going to let your challenges define you, or are you going to define your challenges? Are you going to shrink beneath the weight of your worries, or are you going to stand tall and face them head on? The choice is yours, and it's a choice that holds the power to transform your life. You see, there's a beauty in the struggle. A beauty that lies in the resilience of the human spirit. It's in the moments when we feel like we've hit rock bottom that we discover our inner strength. It's in the face of adversity that we unearth the depths of our courage. And it's in the darkest of times that we find the brightest of lights within ourselves. I can say with 100% confidence that you are not alone in this journey. We're all in this together, navigating the maze of life one step at a time. And while our paths may diverge, our struggles may differ, and our burdens may vary, we're united by a common thread. It's called the human experience. The next time you find yourself weighed down by the pressures of life, remember this: you're stronger than you think, braver than you know, and more resilient than you could ever imagine. You have within you the power to overcome the obstacles, because where you are, correct that, where we are is only temporary. In the turbulence of the struggles, the setbacks, and the challenges, remember to use the line, "This too shall pass." Believe in yourself, and the world will believe in you. You are the force to be reckoned with, a powerhouse of potential, and a beacon of hope in a world that sometimes feels lost in darkness. And I know this because you've already overcome 100% of your struggles already. The journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. Chinese philosopher Lao Tzu. On the climb to the top, it's easy to become fixated on the distant horizon, on that shimmering vision of success that seems so far away. We set our sights on the mountaintop, on the summit of our dreams, and we forget to celebrate the journey it takes to get there. But here's the truth. The journey is where the magic happens. It's in those small, seemingly insignificant steps that we find our strength, the resilience, and our true potential. Imagine a marathon runner fixated solely on the finish line, ignoring the miles they've already conquered. It's absurd, right? Yet, how often do we do the same thing in our own lives? We set these big goals, and then we beat ourselves up when we're not there yet. We overlook the countless hours of practice, the late nights, the early mornings, the setbacks and struggles that have brought us to where we are today. But what if we shifted the perspective? What if we learned to celebrate the small steps, the tiny victories that pave the way? What if we recognized that progress isn't always measured in leaps and bounds, but it's in the steady rhythm of one foot in front of the other? As Confucius once said, it doesn't matter how slowly you go as long as you do not stop. Each step forward, no matter how small, is a victory in itself. It's a testament to your dedication, your perseverance, and your unwavering belief in yourself. So why not celebrate it? Think about a time when you faced a seemingly insurmountable challenge. Maybe it was starting your own business, or running a marathon, or even just changing your diet. In your moments of doubt, it's easy to lose sight of how far you've come. But if you take a moment to look back, to truly appreciate the progress you've made, you'll realize that every step forward is a triumph in its own way. Celebrating the small steps isn't just about patting yourself on the back. It's about building momentum, creating a positive feedback loop that propels you ever closer to your goals. When you acknowledge and celebrate your progress, no matter how incremental, you're reinforcing the belief that you are capable of achieving anything you set your mind to. You are cultivating a mindset of abundance, of gratitude, of unstoppable determination. Success isn't just about the destination. It's about the journey itself. When you learn to celebrate the small steps, you're not just inching closer to your goals, you're embodying the very essence of success. So how can we celebrate the small steps? It's simple, really. It starts with gratitude. Take a moment each day to reflect on the progress you've made, no matter how small. Write it down. Shout it out from the rooftops. Dance like nobody's watching. Celebrate your wins, however insignificant they may seem, because each one is a stepping stone. But don't stop there. Surround yourself with people who uplift and inspire you, who celebrate your victories as their own. Share your journey with others and be open to receiving support and encouragement in return. And most importantly, be kind to yourself. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither is your path to success. Be patient, be persistent, and above all, be proud of how far you've come.